All right, y'all, welcome to the show. I got an amazing one for you today. So, Ron DeSantis has officially responded to the looming Trump indictment. We'll give you his comments. We also have Ben Shapiro and Michael Knowles reacting to the looming Trump indictment. And you're not going to be surprised to learn that they're going full authoritarian. So, later on, we'll discuss Ronald Reagan may have casually committed treason in order to defeat Jimmy Carter. We have a bombshell news story from the New York Times about the lengths they were willing to go in order to secure a victory. And it included sabotaging our fellow countrymen who were hostages in Iran. And then also I'll give you guys the good news about a free school lunch bill that passed in Minnesota despite Republicans yelping and screaming and moaning. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into it here. Ron DeSanctimonious, as we call him, Meatball Ron, as many people call him. I don't call him that, but many people call him that. He was asked a question about the looming Trump indictment, and you're going to see here, he tries to walk a fine line. He tries to not be totally pro-Trump, not be totally anti-Trump, sort of like play for the red team while also just hinting and winking and nodding and jabbing and telling people, hey, you do kind of have a better option here, so take a look.
I don't know what goes into paying hush money to a porn star to secure silence over some type of alleged affair. I can't speak to that.
There's the jab. I wouldn't know about paying a hush money to a porn star in order to cover up an alleged affair. I wouldn't know anything about that because I wouldn't do anything like that when there are other people who would do things like that, and perhaps the people without baggage are better than the ones who are with the baggage. But anyway, I wouldn't know about that. And then now he's going to go on to do this classic, like, defend Trump at the same time and attack the Democrats.
But what I can speak to is that if you have a prosecutor who is ignoring crimes happening every single day in his jurisdiction, and he chooses to go back many, many years ago to try to use something about porn star hush money payments, that's an example of pursuing a political agenda.
So there you go. That's his reaction. His reaction is take some passive-aggressive jabs at Trump while at the same time saying, who, me? I'm totally defending him, bro. I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. It's obviously Soros-funded DAs who are ignoring other crimes in order to do a political prosecution. That's what's going on here. That's what's going on here. Look, he's actually in a really tough position politically, if you think about it. Because the ideal scenario for DeSantis would be Trump already indicted, convicted, behind bars for years. That's how he would win if Trump is like out of the picture completely. But in order to get to that point where Trump is behind bars, there's going to be a long process. There's going to be a trial. It's going to be a year or more. And so in that meantime, you are going to have Republican-based voters who are looking for, hey, defend Trump, defend Trump, defend Trump. And so he's got a hard line to walk where he has to like play for the red team, be a good soldier in the Republican Party, while also winking and nodding and hinting like, hey, just so you know, there are better options. Those options include me. Now, he also went on to say, we're going to have nothing to do with this. Like, he tried to make it clear for people, like, yes, Trump lives in Florida. He's a resident of Florida. Law enforcement would have to be involved to arrest him. But me, my people, us, we have nothing to do with this. And he goes on to talk about, I got other things that I'm focused on. We got 70 things before the state government that I'm focused on. And I have to keep on delivering for Floridians. But just so everybody knows, I have nothing to do with this. So that was his attempt to say, don't point the finger at me. Don't blame me. Because there were a bunch of people calling for like DeSantis to send the National Guard to defend Trump. People calling for like Civil War type actions in order to defend it, pit certain law enforcement officials against other law enforcement officials. And so this is Ron DeSantis' sly way of saying, I'm not going to do that, but also just so you know, you can't blame me. I'm saying hands off. I got nothing to do with this in any way, shape, or form. And so he tried to take the line of, as you just saw, couple jabs at Trump. Hush money payments. I wouldn't know anything about hush money payments to porn stars for alleged affairs. I wouldn't know anything about that because I'm a better person than that, and I would never do that. Other people would do that. But you know, hey, it is a political prosecution, Soros-funded prosecutor, you know, Democrat bad, Republican good, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, look, I think he handled it okay, right? But again, behind the scenes, he's probably low-key cheering for Trump to be locked up, because then he knows that's how he's most likely to win, is if Trump is totally out of the picture. So DeSantis is a Machiavellian dude, right? And my guess is he's going to keep walking this line publicly, trying to posture like, yeah, I'm still with Trump, whatever. But behind the scenes, he probably is maybe even plotting along and trying to help however he can in order to wrap up the business with Trump, wrap up the deal with Trump, because he really wants this guy out of the picture. So anyway, this is not going to stop Trump either, by the way, guys. Like, DeSantis tepidly defending him while taking a passive-aggressive shot, Trump is still going to be just ranting and raving and wailing at DeSantis' face as he's been endlessly. He's going to come up with like 2 or 3 more nicknames. By the way, the one that people are talking about now is Pudding Ron. Pudding Ron, ladies and gentlemen. Pudding Ron. Why? Because there was a story about how apparently he was on a plane or something and he ate pudding with 3 fingers because he couldn't find a spoon or whatever. And so, oh my God, I want Trump to talk about that so bad. Oh, I'd love that so much. I would love it so much if he calls him Pudding Ron. Trump would win by 40 points if he called him Pudding Ron. Anyway, there you have it. That's Ron DeSantis' reaction. Tough political situation from Nabia, and he's trying to navigate it by splitting the difference. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.